What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a quick video on internal and external range liquidity. The importance of this video is because it will teach you how to catch very big moves and understand what points of the market are liquidity, what points that you would love to trade off, and which points you will want to avoid trading off of. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and get you guys out of here. But I had a rough week and I did want to get you guys a not even in trading, just in general. I want to at least make sure I get you a Friday video out. So I'm making this right now and I'm gonna drop it. And I want to make sure I give you guys a high quality video. So let's do this. So when we talk about internal, external range liquidity, the main thing that we want to focus on, we want to look at this action here. And as you always know, I'll give you a brief breakdown, simple textbook example. So we say internal and external range liquidity. As you see here, our blue lines here, this is our external range liquidity. The reason that this is our external range liquidity is because when I do show you real life examples on the daily in a little bit, you'll see that, hey, that low on the daily and that high on the daily, once we break that internal range action, we understand that that is now our high and our low. That is our external range liquidity. So if for some reason that high was to get taken, we would have taken internal range liquidity and the external range liquidity. Now, in this case, as you see, we have these red lines, and these red lines represent our internal range liquidity. And the reason, and these would be as in the same exact sense. The reason why we call this that internal range is because one is inside this low and this high. And then two, these are lows that are old. Now, these lows were strong at one point because what did they do? They probably swept liquidity, took out this high to the left. But once we get up here, we make a high and then we disrespect the market order. What we would love to see in this case is a continuation, but we did not get that. And that shows a potential market shift. And then once we actually come up here again and take out another low, we know that we are now full bearish. Now, the way that this allows you to catch monster trades is on the daily, we might have a low and a high, but on the 15-minute to 1 hour, we might actually see this market shift here and then that continuation lower. We now know that every single low, if we are bearish, so let's just imagine that this was a lower high up here and we were coming to make a lower, I mean, this was a lower low and then we were coming to make a lower high, and then we have a supply zone or some sort like that. We know once price got to that supply zone, we actually took that level market shift, and then we can expect all this internal range liquidity to go. And that's how you will be able to catch a trade here, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, and then go down and take out that external range liquidity. And then you'll see a pullback of some sort in order to come back and make a lower high or completely reverse potentially. Now, as we look here, a few things you do need to understand, and we'll go more into this, is if a high cannot take out a low, right? A high's job is to take out a low. So when we want to understand what levels are liquidity and what levels aren't liquidity, we need to understand that this high here is definitely liquidity if it didn't do its job in taking out this low. Also, as you can see, for example, this high here didn't take out the low here, and we change it and turn it to liquidity. These are not levels that you want to be able to trade off of because they did not show strength like this in the case where we actually come here and we take this low out. It didn't show that strength. It actually was very weak and not taking out this level, and eventually it gets taken, and all we want to do is find levels of demand or supply or whatever it is, in this case demand, where we can actually continuate and then target this high for a minimum target. On the same exact thing, if a low cannot take out this high, same thing here, this low right here cannot take out this high, this low took out this high and took out this high, but ended up respecting this high, which was the actual high. And that is all liquidity inside this low, this high in this low range. So if a low does not does its job in taking out the high, then we can assume eventually that becomes liquidity. Now, in some cases, the market plays around. Eventually, it does something like this where it takes out, it shows bullishness or something, but more than likely, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, these highs and lows that cannot take out previous highs or lows, then they become weak. And then we can utilize that to understand. In this case, if you were looking to sell, you know that this low stepped in the market, you took an entry here, but it didn't take out the low. You can say, hey, this low, this high might become liquidity, but we should be respecting this because at the end of the day, this is a weak low that I would not take buys off of. Even if it came up here, it still should respect this high potentially. And then we take a low out and we, get our big move to the downside of expansion. And then in this case, a respected high or low, you want a low that sweeps liquidity, of course, or just takes out a previous low and then takes out a previous high that shows strength because this high made a new low in the market. It should be protected opposed to this on the contrary. But here, we actually disrespect this level. So we now know that this is a protected low, and we can feel free to trade multiple trades off of that low in order to get that move. And then on the other side here, we take out a high, and then we take out a low that made a new high in the market, which was a level of demand as well that we disrespected, and we come back to that level and take it out. That is the weakness, and that's the levels that we want to see and trade from, these protected levels. And in this case, if we were bullish opposed to here we were bearish when we came up here and respected this, sometimes you might get that internal break and assume that we're going to take out all internal range liquidity. But if we were bullish and we were just coming from a point of, to make a new high in the market, then we will potentially just come back down into the discount of that internal range liquidity, respect something, sweep something, deep discount, and then we continue to weigh up. So this video, again, that's the breakdown of everything. The importance of this video that I do want to explain, the most important is when that first break happens and we are bearish, you can be very confident in taking trades to the 50% and deeper into the discount, especially if we are bearish, then we will more than likely be targeting that external range liquidity. And the reason why is why? Because this external low right here is actually weak. Why? Because what we just talked about here, this low did not take out this high. It actually respected that high. So even though all this price action is in here, we can eventually take all that out. Even if price stops, came back up here first, and then we would assume, based on theory and our data collection, that we would take out that low. And then in this case, we have a low that made a new high, but we did respect some old weak supply zone. We come down and make that first shift, so we can expect price to take out some of these levels, but not all, come to a discount and come up here. So what I'm going to show you guys is just a brief example. I want to show you guys, I'm not going to zoom in. I'm going to continue to stay zoomed out, not really go into the details, but show you how this actually works, right? So we have a low, we have a high. Very simple. We are bullish. And in this low and high, I want you to see price in triangles because it does that. Now, this triangle sometimes ends up a triangle like this right here, where we have a low, a high, and then it comes here and then it continues. And then sometimes we have a complete reversal. And I want to show you guys how that actually lines up and then actually show you where you can get in the market and just trade along these routes. And in this case, we have a low and we have a high. Now, as you can see, price was respecting levels. Yeah, it took out some lows, but these lows were pretty weak. We just came back, get some more orders, respected demand, made a high, and then we made a high up here. And eventually you see a low we took out, you see a low we took out, you see a low we took out. Once you see those lows being disrespected, you can now understand that potentially we have a reversal. Now remember, we were just saying, where's our external range liquidity? Well, our external range liquidity is this high and our in this low right here. Everything in everything else is internal. So we'll just change these to blue really quick. And that internal range liquidity, we now want to assume that these levels will be taken because we are bullish. We want to assume that these levels will be taken into the discount. Why only the discount? Because I don't know if it'll come all the way down here because we're bullish at the moment. If we were bearish and tapping into a high, then I would assume that this will go. But for now, we just assume that this is going to stay bullish, but we're going to take out most of this, come into this, use these lows as liquidity to use up, come somewhere down here, and all of these lows are internal range liquidity. If we drag over a line here from our left side to this low, whatever, we can see that we ended up respecting so far as what we can see. We respected all of this and it didn't use this low as liquidity. So it just came deep into the discount. As you know, high to low, premium discount, 50% was here, and everything deep is our discount. So we did get a discount. And the importance of this video is, okay, we want to trade this and we want to trade this well. Well, we're not bearish, but we understand once we take these lows inside of here, one, we took two key levels, right? That made a new high. Then we want to say, hey, we can take trades from here, here. We could take trades from here. We could take trades from here, even in these areas, potentially down here as we get deeper into the discount. And understand that if you call a entry up, let's say you call an entry somewhere in this consolidation, and maybe you call a couple, you can the minimum target this low, because that is our internal range liquidity. And then the deeper you get into that discount, the more less probable it becomes, but that's something that you can do. So let's go to another example of how this would look. Again, as you can see here, if we drag this all the way over, we actually ended up going bearish, right? So we went bullish, went bearish. Actually, the exact same thing that happened in this instance up here when we were bullish, went bearish, took out that external range liquidity. Now we expect price to make a lower high. It's the same exact action we would expect here. We would say price made a low, a high, took out that. We would expect price to at least make a lower high and then continue that downtrend of price action. So when we are looking at this, we want to look at all of our so now when we are looking at this, let's figure out what's going on. So we have a high here and we have a low here. Again, our internal range liquidity is where, map it out. We understand that all of these levels in here, I'm not going to do it one by one, but all of these levels in here, all of these highs, old highs, become internal range liquidity when we take out this high. We take out this high. That shows a level of bullishness. So if we were in buys here, let's say we got in along the journey a couple times, wherever we have our stops at, we got in another entry here, potential entry here, whatever it is, we can minimum target highs knowing that price wants to make a lower high, right? So discretion wise is based on you how far up you want to take that trade. But for me, somebody like me, when we hit like inside, like, let's see, this range here of supply or so, I would slow down and start cutting profits. But the higher you get, you deeper into the disc or the premium of these levels, which means sellers will step in. Now, remember we talked about looking at price in triangles of some sort where we have a high and a low and we filled that triangle and then we respected it. And then we also have another triangle where it is low and this high. We have this low and this high. And then we come down here and fill this triangle. Right now, we are currently here in price action. But as you can see, if for some reason you didn't like price, if for some reason you didn't like price when we broke this level up here, boom, you can say, hey, I'm targeting this low and I'm going to hold to that low. Very simple. Entry here. Why? Because the first low go, and then we understand that all of this internally is internal range liquidity. All of this becomes internal range liquidity, and then the deep discount. We are bearish still, so this should go, but we do not forecast when price decides to move to the side. So at this point, you will start to take profits, lower profits, and that's all because we are at the 50% of this level. So price decided to slow down. As you can see, this is our 50%, and you see price slow down and just started to bouncing around that area out of respect for buyers and sellers to give fair value. So let's go look at one more example of how internal external range liquidity will work and then how you can actually take an actual entry on it. But let's go find an example. Well, we need to understand that this is our low, this is our high. The moment that this level broke, we can start looking for entries. So once this level broke, we understand now we are bearish and we are going in. If we are bullish, we would sell down into these levels down here, but we now understand that our internal range liquidity is this low. This low is a target. These lows are a target. These lows are a target, and possibly these lows, but we don't know that. It actually ended up taking out those lows, but we wouldn't have actually predicted or tried to predict that that would happen. All we would say is, hey, this low has broken. We have a level here. This is a supply demand flip zone, as you can see with this candle wick, and then we actually make a move to the downside. So we have a supply zone. This supply zone actually did what? In this internal range, low to high, we end up, or low to high, we end up taking this low. And then we can assume, hey, we have a nice order block in there somewhere. We could potentially take a trade here and say, I'm going to put my entry there and I'm going to target these lows minimum. So I'm going to sit through all of this. And then anything after that, I'm gonna let run. If price doesn't show bullishness, then we'll target this low. But everything more than 90% of our trades should be cut off at this point, understanding that we were bullish. So our expectation would have been to respect this level and go higher. In this case, all that 10% of trade that was rested, we could have just let that run because nothing in here showed a sign of bullishness. It was clear consolidation. And then we take out the low, we could say this was our final target, and when we could just pull our stop loss somewhere into these levels like this, saying like, hey, this high made a low, this is our last high. If price takes that high, this is where our stop is, and that 10% would be cut off right here. Very simple, but if we end up hitting this level, we'll take our 10%, rest of our 10% that we had left on the trade, and then take the profits that we had gained from there and keep it that simple. So you want to see price in these triangles and understand that price does it all over the place. In this case, we had a low and a high, took the low, you could sell all the way down here as the same way you could have bought all the way up here to take out this weak level. but price actually stopped down here, used all this internal range liquidity, and eventually went to go target the external range liquidity. And then in this case, price had a low and a high. Bullishness took the low. We moved to the downside, and eventually, instead of us utilizing a bullish market set kind of situation and taking out that, we actually took out this external range liquidity down here. As you can see, when this low was actually disrespected, even though it was a strong low. So, guys, I hope you understand that. I hope that I know that was very quick, and I did want to give you guys something. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I did want to give you a quality video. And if you want me to go deeper into this, we could go over entries, 1 minute, 5 minute stuff. Let me know in the comments because I will do that. Another next video is coming on Sunday. We'll be back in action on everything that we need. But please let me know what you guys want to see more of, and let me know what you think about the video down in the comments. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all later.